Hey, this is Mark Henry, author of Dancing with Energy, Healing, Magic, and Mysticism, here to talk to you more about the occult and the paranormal. Well, today I'm going to be talking about a video. It's called Friend and Family Magic Helps Us. So before I begin, as usual, I just want to talk a little bit about some housekeeping things, and that is one thing that I want to mention is that Etsy has a sale of its own. It's not my sale, it is an Etsy sale that will take $5 off any product on Etsy. So it has to be at least $25 or more as far as the item price. The code is GET5, get 5. GET5, all GETs are uppercase. You just apply that at checkout. So if you are interested in attunement, great. You can use that code, get $5 off. If there's other things on Etsy that you want, you can use the same code. And if you want to level up your magic, improve your life, get a little oomph going as far as working towards your goals, you can certainly check out my Etsy store, and I will put a link in the description. All right, so on to the video. So when I'm speaking to y'all, my YouTube audience, I'm talking to people that are maybe occult enthusiasts, people interested in the paranormal, maybe serious practitioners of magic. Most of you all have various goals for their magic, whether it be to improve their lives in some type of concrete way. It could be things like you want to get into a healthy relationship, more sex partners. It could be enhance my wealth. Could be to increase or enhance some type of ability like psychic powers or charisma or influence or any of those types of things. So what's the common denominator when we talk about that? And that is that the person is working in their interest, working on their own good, something that benefits them. So the question, I guess, for this video is, what about others? Is there a benefit to working for others' behalf, using your magical skills to help others? And I know that from what I've noticed that most practitioners, when they work with others, they do it either one of two ways. One, it could be an emergency. It could be, my sister is being beat up by her husband, and now I have to do some type of binding spell or something in order to help her out. Or, my relative is in a bind, can't make their rent, so let me talk to Saint Expedite on their behalf. Something like that. Or, number two, it could be that you are operating in a professional capacity where someone is paying you a certain amount of money in order to conduct a ritual for them. And that is the most popular ways that people are working for other people. But, are there benefits to you working with others not in these particular contexts? Maybe there is an indirect way that this benefits you, and I certainly think that it does. If we even think about something traditional like leaving offerings for ancestors, we certainly want to do that because we love those people that are in our bloodline, and we want to help them out, and we want to honor them and allow their memories to still take hold in the physical. And that, magically enough, because I still think it's magical, it never ceases to amaze me that the more offerings I give, more often I get, the better and smoother my life tends to be. That is sort of like a form of reciprocity. If we believe that we get what we project out, or what we put out, however you want to say it, then this shouldn't be any type of surprise. This is what I call hidden reciprocity, or some people might talk of it as like an invisible reciprocity. I do for you and you do for me. And it's not necessarily transactional in that kind of a cold sense. It's more kind of like when you do things for your friends and family and they do things for you. Now, I have done things for friends and family that are even, without their knowledge in certain times. And it's not to kind of control things. It is to, I would do something like ask their spirit whether they would allow me to help them, or ask their higher self. Or it could be, if I ask permission, it would be like, okay, so kind of what I do as far as, my skills and abilities. Would it be okay if I saw you struggle in a certain area? If I could help you out using my magic or energy work and something. Most people will say, yeah, of course, I appreciate it. And they won't say, no, I will not let you do that. I don't trust you, or whatever. That's usually not the case. If they say that's the case, of course, you leave the whole situation alone. Um, but as an indirect, as a side benefit, that I've noticed that when I do these workings, that it helps the person, of course, and it also helps my relationship to them. So let's say that you had a person in your life who you're kind of, there's a little bit of friction and you're not getting along as well as you'd like. There are times where you can actually work in their behalf, and of course it's a good thing to do anyway. Um, for some reason, just as I was saying that, I was thinking about tithing, how the idea of tithing and um, in Christianity and Catholicism and things like that, how you know you give and the blessings come back to you. Um, but as I was always saying, as a side note, it seems to help things along as far as your relationship. So don't be surprised if you decide to go this route and do something, whether it be energy work, magic, or something else for this person or persons, how it kind of comes back to you, how they may warm up to you, and it might all of a sudden things start to shift. I think that people on some level, maybe an unconscious level or maybe on a spiritual level, that they understand something is going on and they may not consciously realize it, but things start to kind of get better with you. Uh, so don't be surprised if it improves their feelings towards you, if that's something that you want to kind of have happen. People tend to be nice to us when we are nice to them. And if we just look at gifts and things like that, when doing something nice for someone, they tend to do something more open and to be nice to you. So that is kind of, I guess, the big picture of kind of how all this works. Now, this has to be done in a way to not manipulate somebody, but to do this with an open heart, and to do this because on some level you believe you want the best for this person, right? And that you can be an instrument for good and to use your abilities in order to help somebody. Now, if when you are connecting to their spirit or their higher self and you get the signal that this isn't the right thing, then of course, don't proceed. You may be entering a space that you're not allowed to interfere in, and that if you do, there could be some type of, either best case scenario, you're wasting your time and energy. Worst case scenario, you may be interfering in something that you shouldn't get involved in. And that is about it. That is about it. I didn't want to get into the specifics of how to go about doing this. I was thinking about on my Patreon in the future, maybe talking about a friend or family altar that can be created if you wanted to do this. But in any case, please subscribe and like. I'll put a link in the description to the Etsy store and my Patreon. Feel free to comment on this video. Hit the bell notification so you know when there is a video coming. And I will see you all in a future video. Thanks so much for supporting the channel, and take care.